Good evening, PRüF community. It is June 14th and we have a community update for you. Let's see here. Okay, so big news for today is the splitter, of course, is launched and available. So you can split your PRüF if you'd like to, or you can wait. There's not really any big hurry. That ability to split the PRüF that you have in any address that was holding before the snapshot on May 7th. That capability is not going to go away, so feel free to wait for optimal gas fees or optimal time to do this. There's no problem with that. We also may in the future be able to incorporate that with other things to maybe save a little more on gas costs, but for now the splitter is launched, it's out there. We're really excited to see a lot of people are getting their tokens and splitting their PRüF. There's been millions of tokens split so far, and so we're really excited about the progress in there, and that is at splitter.prüf.io. Okay, so other than the big news, I wanted to talk a little bit about communication with the community. I realize that sometimes it's frustrating when you're kind of waiting for something to happen in a project. You don't really know what's going on exactly, and then maybe the community or the moderators or the team says something that's kind of vague, doesn't really nail it down. Well, I just wanted to explain something from our point of view here. So I realize that sometimes we don't give perfect answers. I just want everybody to understand that a lot of times in business, especially in a really dynamic business environment like exists in the crypto space, you're gathering information and you're trying to put things together and make the best decisions, and that's a process that goes on right up until the last second, because you're never sure if there's going to be something you have to change or something you have to do at the last second, because the environment moves very rapidly. So we want to stay agile. We don't want to be married to bad decisions. We want to be able to adjust things and change, but we don't want to give our community incorrect information. So that means a lot of times we know in a general direction that we're heading, but we don't really want to say the specifics on it. And there's good reasons for that. It's not that we're trying to be vague or trying not to tell you guys what's going on. It's that we don't want to give out information that's not true. So we'd rather say nothing than to mislead our community. So please, try to be patient. Understand that PRüF is a real project. It's not just some clone of somebody else's GitHub that we throw up on Binance Chain to see what happens, and throw up a web copy of their website. I realize that a lot of people are used to much faster movement in projects, but you have to realize that most of those projects aren't actually being developed. They're just being copied and pasted and put out there, and then as often as not, or more often than not, in 2 months they're gone. It's over. But that's a real project that we're building real infrastructure and building real relationships. Those things take time. They don't happen overnight. And so we just ask you, keep that in mind. Try to be patient. Try to understand that if we're not answering questions, it's not so much that we don't want to answer them. It's maybe that there's several different options, and we're trying to make sure that we have the ability to make the very best decision that we can right up until the last possible second. And ultimately, we're doing that to help ensure value in the future, to help make sure the project is successful, and ultimately, this is all in your best interest as well as ours. So just keep that in mind. We are working, of course, for ourselves, but we're also working for you. Keep that in mind. We're working together on this, and we are trying to do the best that we can to make sure that we're ensuring a productive future for PRüF and value for token holders and all those other things that we all would like to do. Anyway, so other than that, what have we been working on? Of course, we've been working on setting up the system for early incentive staking rewards. We anticipate that that's going to deliver double-digit returns for early incentive stakers. Now that's going to be a limited time thing for people that get in on that early. At some point that'll be closed down, but all of the early holders and IDO participants will have the opportunity to participate in that. So we're excited about that. We think that's going to be a really big deal for a lot of people because, just like we're building out systems right now, eventually the infrastructure will be in place, and we still have to do a lot of business development. So during that time, the early incentive staking is what's going to create the ability for holders to stake on the network and create incomes and as nodes get built out and as node staking comes into its own. So that's sort of a transitory stage, and it is going to be a limited opportunity. So people that are eligible for that are going to want to get in on that as soon as they can, and not wait until all of the early opportunity staking reward slots have been taken. So that's something, there's room for everybody, but probably you want to get in on it as soon as you can, as soon as that's available. Anyway, let's see here. We will be working on, we're working on Twitter and our other social media communities, working on getting a little more activity in those areas. I think a lot of you have probably seen that some community members in the chat have come forward with some games and activities in the chat for a way for people to win prizes and whatnot. So we're very excited about the energy and participation in the chat that we're seeing from that, and I just encourage everyone to take note and realize that individuals can make a difference, and we recognize those individuals and we reward them. So keep that in mind. We're always looking for people that are taking initiative and doing great things in the community, and those things will not go unnoticed. Keep that in mind. Anyway, so let's talk about, everybody's complaining. Everybody's complaining about Ethereum gas fees. Okay, so I get it. Ethereum prices are high, transactions are slow. The gas fees are high. Believe me, this impacts us as well. But I just want everybody to understand, Ethereum is by far the most trusted, the strongest smart contract platform out there. Period. No exceptions. Right now the fees are high. They're probably going to go down, but they're high. And you know what? That's okay. I understand that it's costly to do things in the network right now. And I don't want to seem like I'm out of touch, because I know that this impacts some people more than others, and I recognize that. Keep in mind, what we're talking about here is value. Okay, we're talking about value, and we're talking about the potential for value into the future. A lot of you guys have participated in the airdrop. That may seem like, oh wow, it's a little dollop of PRüF or whatever. That might end up being something more significant in the future. So you might think about that and consider that, okay, the costs of moving things around right now are kind of high. Well, there's reasons for that. There's reasons we're on Ethereum. There's reasons we're not on someplace like Binance Smart Chain. PRüF isn't a project for next month or next year. PRüF is a project that is specifically being designed to stand the test of time. Some of the things that we want to be able to do with PRüF include archiving some of humanity's greatest treasures into blockchain storage, and ensuring that these things go forward, even in the case of international or global catastrophe. So these type of things, we aren't just going to jump on the newest and greatest thing to see what happens. ETH is the strongest platform. That's it. It just is. It'll be here in a decade. It'll be here in 2 decades. Who can say that about BNB or any other platform? What happens if China decides to make Binance illegal? What happens if the exchange gets hacked? Binance is not a truly decentralized solution, and a lot of the other chains, smaller chains, they're not really either, because they may be decentralized, but they're small enough that it'd be relatively easy to have a 51% hack or attack like happened relatively recently with Ethereum Classic. And Ethereum Classic was a large decentralized platform. Those types of things are simply not acceptable for PRÜF operations. So although we will be obviously, we already are multi-chain, but we will be spreading out into other chains with less expensive transaction costs for the token and things like that. Those things are coming, and there's reasons for those to open up new markets. But we're on Ethereum for a reason. I just want everybody to keep sight of that and realize that this is about the long term. This is about the long view. This isn't really about next month or next year. This is about the long view, And Ethereum is going to be there in some form or another. It's going to continue. We really can't say that about any other chain. So we founded the project with its taproot in Ethereum, and there's a reason for that. Just everybody, please keep that in mind. Understand this is what we're doing, and we're doing it for a reason. And it's all about creating future value. So anyway, that's my rant about Ethereum and gas fees. And yeah, they're high. It's unreasonable. The system is cumbersome at the moment. It will get better. We will see big improvements with Ethereum 2, and that's not too far out at this point. Okay, anyway, let's see here. So, yeah, had some notes here about token splitting and gas costs. We talked about some of that, but I would just encourage anyone that is feeling like, wow, this is just so expensive to split the token or whatever right now. First of all, just wait. It's no big deal. Just wait. Wait till the gas costs are lower. Wait till ETH 2. Those tokens are still going to be there. The splitter contract's still going to work. And you know what? That's because Ethereum's still going to be there. And Ethereum's still going to work. It doesn't matter if you decide to split your tokens 20 years down the line. It's going to be there and you can do it. That's what matters. And that's why we're doing it. And I'm just saying, rather than being frustrated with the situation, think about what we're doing in the long view and what, what that value might mean, what that proof might mean in the future, rather than thinking about what you can do with it right now. Now, obviously, as things grow, a lot of people are gonna sell, a lot of people are gonna buy, and that's fine. That's all part of it. Everybody's part of the community. Dumpers and bumpers and hodlers are all part of the community. But I would just encourage anybody that is thinking about these things to try to think the long view, because this is a long view project. And really, we're all about generating value today. Absolutely, everybody loves that, including us, But we're here to produce something that's going to be here into the future and that's going to have future value. We're not just looking at the 1 month, 2 month, 6 month, 18-month outlook. We're looking a little farther than that, and we encourage everyone else to look a little farther as well. Anyway, I think that's about all I got to say today. Anyway, I hope everybody has a great evening, and I hope that things are going well for you. And as always, we are very thankful for all of our community members, and especially those that come forward and bring some new ideas and excitement in the chat. We're always keeping an eye out for that, and we really appreciate you, every single one of you. All right. You guys have a good evening, and we'll talk to you soon.